hackers have hijacked adult websites to infect victims with malware? Let's talk about it. Welcome to Clean Tech, home of daily technology news and reviews, and today we're going to be talking about how one malware has infected over 16,000 websites. Today's video is brought to you by CleanRouter. More on them at the end of the video. Cybercriminals are tricking victims into downloading malware by telling them their browsers are outdated and need to be updated in order to view the contents of the page. That's the oldest trick in the book, if I'm being honest. Avast Cybersecurity researchers Jan Rubin and Pavel Novak uncovered a phishing campaign in which an unknown threat actor compromised more than 16,000 Wordpress and Joomla hosted websites with weak login credentials. That is a lot of websites. And for those of you that don't know, most of the people out there, the ones who plan on creating their websites, or the ones who already have websites created, chances are most of them are going to be on Joomla or WordPress, mostly because they're more readily accessible and beginner friendly compared to just writing the code up for your website from scratch. These are usually adult content websites, personal websites, university sites, and local government pages. That technically is a list of the most common types of visited websites for every other user. Let's go ahead and check to see how exactly they did it. After gaining access to these sites, the attackers would typically set up a traffic direction system, or TDS. Parrot TDS is what it's called. A TDS is a web-based gate that redirects users to various content depending on certain parameters. That allows the attackers to deploy malware only on the endpoints that are connected and deemed a good target. That will be your computer or device that you're using to access said websites. Poor cybersecurity measures, for example, or specific geographic locations. Those that get the message to update their browser will actually be served a remote access Trojan, or a RAT tool, normally called. In this case, the specific one is called Net Support Manager. It provides the attackers with a full access to the target endpoint, again, your device. Traffic direction systems serve as a gateway or a middleman, a middle device, for the delivery of various malicious campaigns via the infected sites, said Jan Rubin, who's a malware researcher at Avast, the antivirus company. At the moment, a malicious campaign called Fake Update, also known as Sock-Golish, is being distributed via Parrot TDS, but other malicious activity could be performed in the future via the same TDS. So what they're saying is essentially right now they're using a very specific hack, if you will, malware called Fake Update, but down the road they could use the exact same system and just implement a new malware or a new malicious campaign. Besides being powered by either WordPress or Joomla, these websites have very little in common, which is why the researchers believe they were chosen for their weak passwords. It would make a whole lot of sense. The only thing the sites have in common is that they are WordPress and in some cases Joomla sites. We therefore suspect weak login credentials were taken advantage of to infect the sites with malicious code, said Pavel Novak, who's a threat ops analyst at Avast. The robustness of Parrot TDS and its huge reach make it unique. What exactly is the takeaway over here? So to break it down, hackers are targeting WordPress and Joomla websites that have weak credentials or weak username and passwords, and they gain access to those. They then use the Parrot TDS, and using it, they start malicious campaigns or use hacks, whatever you want to call it, to access or target end users such as you and I. The hack specifically that they're using, it shows you a pop-up that says you need to update the browser in order to view the contents of the website. Those that do, they get redirected to a RAT tool or a remote access tool that connects their device to the hackers directly, and then they can just wreak havoc, cause chaos. The safest way to avoid any of this, in my opinion, is to just make sure you visit websites only that you trust, websites that are safe, basically. Another thing that you should always keep in mind is any kind of pop-ups that your browser throws at you that you see, whether it's about updating the browser to view the contents of the page, whether it's anything. Just be wary of pop-ups as a whole. Don't click on anything that you don't recognize. And considering it's a phishing scam, one thing that I would normally urge you to do is, even if you're at a website that you know is safe, that you trust, just make sure the URL of that website or the address up in the address bar where you write google.com or whatever, it matches the website that you're visiting. Those are some of the things that you can do in order to stay safe, or make sure that you don't get compromised while visiting any of the websites. To ensure that your family stays safe from websites like this and from hacks like this, you can always get on board with Clean Router, a single device solution to ensure your family's safety on the internet. Clean Router is the only router you will ever need because it allows parents to easily manage all the devices in their homes and stop internet pornography. It's simple and easy to use, doesn't slow down the internet, and allows you to block pornography, gambling, and anything else that you don't want your kids to see using the 7-layer IntelliFilter. Logs all activities per device. It also allows you to put time restrictions, get email reports, and gives you the ability to block content by keywords and even filters YouTube. Check them out in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching, and you have a great day.